Thanks, Mark. That's right. I'm joined now by Jordan Ellis, who is a member of the Trojan Investment Society. So, obviously, a huge day for Snapchat. And do you think that USC students, or by extension millennials, really think that this is a big move for Snapchat or a good move for Snapchat? Do they understand what's happening?
We've got a very interesting situation going on. We saw a company go public at a $24 billion valuation, and it closed the day at a $33 billion valuation. And in my opinion, this valuation is completely unwarranted. Although Snapchat's revenue in 2016 was very impressive at a strong $500 million, they not only reported $0 in profit, but a $400 million loss. So we're going to see a bit of a tug of war in the years to come between what Snapchat's user base expects to see from the platform and what investors expect to see from the platform.
So why all the hype then? With, like, as you mentioned, if it did have that 0% profit margin, what is the hype today?
I think just like Amazon, when Amazon went public back at the beginning of the decade, in the early 2000s, it was also a company at $0 of profitability, but investors saw future growth and they saw the potential for the company to eventually reach that point of profitability.
Right.
And in my opinion, I think that's what investors are eventually going to be expecting from Snapchat. But unfortunately, Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel has come and said that he doesn't see profitability coming anytime soon, and he wants to continue focusing on the core objectives of the company, even if that means setting profits aside.
Right. Well, obviously, investors are excited about it. It's a big company. It's a creative company, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. Thank you so much for being here, Jordan.
Thank you for having me.
Now over to Jake to talk a little bit about shareholder voting power. Reaction to Snapchat's IPO flooded social media. And while many are excited about Snapchat's initial success, others remain skeptical about the company's ability to maintain long-term growth. Snapchat CEO's fiancée, Miranda Kerr, gave the public an inside look into Snapchat's successful day on Wall Street. Her Snap story was filled with photos and videos of her behind the scenes with Evan Spiegel and other Snap Inc. employees. Now, a big day for Snapchat on Twitter. First, we have John Ehrlichman, who is an anchor for the Business News Network, providing us with a valuation of Snapchat in the past few months. March, of course, this month, it's at $28 billion. Now, the Wall Street Journal provided the fact that the Snapchat parent company ended its day as a public company up an astonishing 44%. The Los Angeles Times tweeted out the mood of the New York Stock Exchange today, and even showing some Snap stories from people who were there at the event. And the Wall Street Journal tweeted out, Snapchat's parent hit the stock market today with a value that is close to that of Marriott International and Target. And The Economist, interestingly enough, tweeted out that investors are excited about this and excited to invest in Snapchat, but don't always understand what Snapchat is actually all about and had to take a crash course in how to actually use Snapchat before investing. And lastly, we have Snapchat CEO fiancée Miranda Kerr tweeting out, "Congratulations to my love and Snapchat Inc." Now, Snapchat Inc. is one of the LA's premier startup companies. I sat down with USC Annenberg professor Gabe Kahn to see what the future holds for the emerging digital platform. Okay, so it's been a big decision this week for Snapchat, choosing not only to go public, but choosing to issue non-voting stock, meaning that shareholders will not have a say in who's on the board of the company. So do you think, this is different than Google or Facebook, who are offering limited voting rights. Do you think that this is going to have a say in who's choosing to invest in the company and who's not?
Well, I think what it really does is communicate to the investing public that this is a company where the founder really wants to leave an imprint and has a real vision about where the company is going to go. So if you have limited voting rights or you have no voting rights, those are sort of subtle variations. Really what you're telling people is that you're investing in a company, but somebody else is driving it and will be driving it for the foreseeable future.
Right. So something, another thing that's unique about Snapchat is, they've chosen to have their headquarters here in Los Angeles as opposed to Silicon Valley. Do you feel that this is going to bring a lot of tech innovation or investment to the Los Angeles region?
Yeah, I think the way that you see these things usually develop is that you have a core group of people who are involved in the founding of a company. That company goes public, they get fabulously wealthy, and they get bored and they move off and start new ventures. They bring a lot of wealth with them, they bring a lot of connections, and that's the kind of thing that really can sort of start the ball rolling or bring sort of a critical mass to a new sort of tech sector.
Khan also says he does not foresee any major changes coming to Snapchat as a result of the public offering, and it is unlikely that individual shareholders will be able to steer the company into a new direction. Annenberg Media's Brad Stryker is live at Snapchat's headquarters in Venice. Brad?